So, Mike, some real new information here that relates to potentially motive. Uh,
Absolutely.
Also, we found out that this wasn't just a brand new case. There was a case that he had no custody rights to the children. I take it that that was an ongoing thing. It just didn't happen after this event. Your thoughts?
Yeah, Billy, he probably 99%, I'm sure pretty much 99%. He already had a lawyer working on this case with his common law wife, however you want to call his partner, domestic partner, because she probably was looking to not allow him unsupervised visits. She probably wanted some sort of supervised visits, maybe with a court or with her family members present. She was probably concerned with what's going on in his home because they weren't living together, and he was living, I believe, with his parents. Perhaps there was narcotics, that sort of thing, pornography or something like that, that she may have become aware of, that he may have been exposing the children to. So this is probably what I would suggest is motive. And we know as police officers, people hurt each other for a lot less than this. And maybe he's seeing her being successful, taking her, the children away from him, and he wants her out of the picture. I think it's motive, and it's really strong motive. And the police aren't obviously ignoring it. And I'm glad they took the kids, because it frustrates any of the goals that he would, if he is the killer, the one who kidnapped her and disposed of her. And I hate to be graphic, but this would take away all of any rewards he would have by having his children without her.
The old adage that Shakespeare, you doth protesteth too much.
Right.
He's so protesting his innocence, but yet it's so, look, dude, if I drove my wife and my two kids to daycare and my wife turned up missing, the last thing I would do is lawyer up unless I was guilty,
Right.
And
you want to lead
use that term. Go ahead, Mike. We use that term lawyer up because we're using New York slang. It means to invoke counsel.
Right. You would be the first one leading the investigation. I want to be out there walking through the woods. I'd be there 24 hours a day. Where can my lady be? Where can the mother of my kids be? The idea that he would not want to take part, or he was told not to, I find that a little far-fetched. Perhaps his attorney told him, stay far away from what's going on. Keep your mouth shut. That's the only thing I could think of. Because if I was his attorney, I might tell him, keep your mouth shut. And, that believe me, you are suspect number one. That's what I would tell his attorney. If I was him, that's what I would tell him if I was his attorney.
Anyone that believes different does not know anything about police procedure or about investigative procedure. Phil, your thoughts?
Well, I think it's clear that he's a suspect. And like Mike said, if him being the attorney, he'd tell him you're suspect number one. And the police asked him not to show up at any of the press conferences or be part of the searches. And again, to me, this seems like, this is my opinion, that this wasn't a well thought out or a well planned. It seems kind of, spur of the moment type thing. Perhaps there was an argument, things went awry, because he's putting himself with her vehicle right around the time that she disappeared. So that to me is saying something that this was like a desperation move. Now, Billy, you showed pictures. This guy's a pilot. He's by that plane. Perhaps he took a flight in that period of time that he talks about. I think that that's probably one of the first things that they were looking into. And as we know, if you do take a flight with an airplane, there's logs on everything. So again, I would impeach his statement. That's what I'd be going for. So now, if he did take a flight, there's records of it. I'd want to know why didn't you tell us about this and things of that nature. So again, it's very clear where this case is going. I don't think that there's a lot of hope at this point, and I hate to even talk like this, that harm didn't come to this young lady. But the longer it goes on, the less evidence, if she is deceased, her body is recovered, perhaps there'll be some physical evidence that could be, tying whoever it was that did it to her. So I think that that's kind of be 100% in my mind at this point that she's no longer with us. Unfortunately, I hate to talk about that, but I think it's just common sense at this point. No woman, like we stated, is going to leave her 2 children for this amount of time. This is 14 days. And again, leaving the keys, the wallet, the cell phone, all of that behind, her jacket that she was wearing on the day. So all indications are that foul play is involved in this case. So I think that I really commend the police in this case because they seem to be doing a terrific investigation and they're handling everything. The messaging is very good as well on this case.
Issuing a statement today on dealing with the disappearance of a daughter, sister, and a mother, saying in part they too will continue to search, not giving up hope. They're also expressing their gratitude for everyone who's offering their help and support.
And we are hearing for the first time tonight from the father of Madeline Kingsbury's children. Through a statement, Adam Fravel says he had nothing to do with Maddie's disappearance, saying in part, quote, "During these last 12 days, I have cooperated with law enforcement at every turn, including sitting down for multiple interviews with Winona County law enforcement." He goes on to explain his absence during searches, adding, quote, "Law enforcement advised me on April 2nd that they would not recommend that I attend the press conferences or that I assist in the searches due to safety concerns. However,"
So again, you doth protesteth too much. And, I want to just point out that this has to be tough for the community. Again, both families, prominent families. From what I understand, I have some people that reached out to me. This is a very large Amish community. So the people in that community may not understand the helicopters and the police intrusion, the search warrants, the taking of the van, the fact that Child Protective Services would not allow Adam to have access to his children, which we're learning now there was probably a court order that didn't allow him access to his children prior to this event.